Hey there, this is LaQuita with QuitaBugHandmaids.com. Thank you so much for joining me today for another Stampin' Up tutorial. So today I have another card for you featuring the Celebration stamp set, the Sending Support stamp set. I shared a project with you on Monday featuring this stamp set. So if you missed that project, go back to my channel after this video and check that out. This has just some really great encouraging sentiments in it. And I'm pairing it with another Celebration stamp set, which is the Scenic Garden stamp set. Now, I would not have chosen this stamp set for myself, but I earned it. You earn it if you either have an order that's $300 or more, or you host a party that reaches $300. So you get this, you automatically earn this stamp set. So that's how I got this set, but it's not something I would have selected for myself. So I challenged myself to use it, and I really love the card that I came up with, you guys, and I'm very, very excited to share it with you today. So let's go ahead and jump right into today's tutorial. All right, so I've got my pieces here. I think I have everything right. Yeah, so I've got everything for this card, and we're actually going to start by just doing some die cutting first, I think. Do I want to die cut first? No, I don't. I'm going to do the card base first. So for the card base, I've got So Saffron, which is a color I rarely use. So I'm really excited to use this color. So this card base is cut 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches, and I've scored it at 4.25 inches. I'm going to go ahead and just give it a nice fold on that score line. Find my bone folder and give it a crease right there. Okay. Then I'm going to bring in some scratch paper because we're going to make this background, make the background of our card base have like an ombre look going on. I'm so excited about it. Okay, so I've just got one of our blending brushes. I love these brushes. They are so soft. Can you see the, oh, can you hear that? I don't know if you can, but they are so soft. I love these. So much. So anyways, I'm using one of our blending brushes. We also do have the mini blending brushes, which are so cute. I'll link to both these and then the minis down below in the video description, but I love these. I'm so glad that we have these. They definitely blend so much smoother, much more smooth. Anyways, it's a smoother blend than when we had the sponges. So it's smoother and it's just easier to use. So anyways, I love these things. Okay, so I've got just one, and then I'm bringing in So Saffron and Crushed Curry. I attempted to do this with So Saffron and Daffodil Delight, but Daffodil Delight wasn't a big enough difference from the So Saffron, so it wasn't giving an ombre look. So I went with the Crushed Curry, and I think it looks really good. Okay, so I am going to start with, I'm gonna go ahead and start with the Daffodil Delight. You won't see much difference, but all I do with my blending brush is I just rub it like that. I'm gonna start in the center because you're not even gonna see the center, it's gonna get covered up. So I'm gonna start in the center and just kind of fan out. So you can see that So Saffron, but it's just a very light bit of color. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more, and I'm not going all the way up to the top. I'm just trying to get all the way to the edges. Because like I said, the center is gonna be covered up, so it doesn't matter what that looks like for this card. Okay, I think that looks good, and I'm just gonna go straight into my Crushed Curry. Again, start in the center and then fan out to those edges. Make sure I get all the bottom. And then I'm gonna kind of roll up to the top or to the middle. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. And actually, before I put the ink pads away, so you can kind of see it goes darker to light, right, on the sides. I got a little spludge there, but that's okay. So now we're gonna do some die cutting. Just gonna bring in my mini machine. Okay, and I've got my plates here. So I've got plate number 1, a cutting plate, and then another cutting plate. And then for my pieces here, I've got a piece of the Forest Friends Designer Series paper. So I'm gonna use this side right here. I think this will fit in my mini. Oh, it won't. So that one, I'm gonna cut that one on my larger machine, but I'll go ahead and do these 2 on this machine. So I've got a piece of basic white, and I've got a few of our our rectangle stitch dies here. So I'm gonna take this one right here. This is about 2 3/4 inches by 4 inches. And I'm going to cut this rectangle out of my basic white. Whoops, that's not straight. Ugh. Okay, put my plates back in, and then I've got a piece of crushed curry cardstock, and I'm going to cut this smaller rectangle, and this one is about a little over 1 inch by 2.5 inches about. Run that through. Okay, and then I'm going to go die cut this one out of my Forest Friends designer paper. So this one is about 3.5 inches by just under 5 inches. All right, so I've got that all die cut. So let's go ahead and do, gonna need a piece for the inside of my card. So I'm just gonna cut it. Ooh, whoopsies, didn't cut that right. I'm just gonna cut a piece that's 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches for the inside of my card. Okay, and for my ink, I am using basic gray. For my sentiment for the outside of the card, I'm gonna stamp that on my crushed curry piece. And I am stamping, there are so many ways you might feel right now. That looks good. And then on my inside panel for the sentiment, I'm gonna stamp alone shouldn't be one of them. So thoughtful. Okay, that looks great. And then for this stitched piece, that's where I'm gonna stamp my image in Smoky Slate. And I chose the bench. I thought that was really fitting for that sentiment. Having this bench with that message, I thought that was perfect. So I'm gonna put the bench kind of off to the left of this rectangle. Give that a good press. Okay, there we go. Now I can put this card together. So for this designer paper piece, I'm gonna put this down just using my Stampin' Seal adhesive, so just flat. And I chose this Forest Friends Designer Series paper because I felt like the images on the Scenic Garden stamp set, I felt like they kind of had a classic look to them, and I wanted to make them just a little bit more modern feeling, just a little bit. And I feel like this designer paper does that. So let's go ahead and do the inside. Whoop. Okay. And then for these two pieces, I'm going to do dimensionals. And then for the sentiment, I just want the dimensionals to be on the left side, if you have it face up. I'm just putting a couple. Yeah, that should be good. Okay. Alrighty, so let's just center this up. At first I was gonna use my Stampin' Blends for this image, but I actually really liked it without it, which is why I didn't. Then I want my sentiment to go just a little bit down on the white rectangle, but all the way to the edge to the card base. So right about there. So cute. Okay, and then to finish this card up, I'm gonna use some of these classic matte dots, and I'm actually using the vanilla ones. I thought those looked really nice with this, even though there's not really any vanilla in this card. I'm just gonna put one there, one there, and then I'll do a large one. There, give that a press. And there you have it. That finishes up the card. There are so many ways you might feel right now. Alone shouldn't be one of them. I just love this card. Such a thoughtful card to send to someone. And I just love how that ombre look on the card base. I love that. I love how that looks. This is a simple card, but it just adds a little something, and I just really love it. I think it turned out really well. And then for the envelope, I just added another pattern from that Forest Friends designer paper. I added another pattern onto the flap that featured the basic gray just to kind of tie that in, and I think it looks really cute. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed today's tutorial. Thank you so much for joining me today. And don't forget, you can find all of the measurements and all of the supplies for today's project linked and listed down below in the video description and over on today's coordinating blog post, which is linked down below as well. So thank you so much. Please let me know if you have any questions or if you need anything. I'm happy to help you. I hope you have a wonderful day, and stay tuned because I'll be back again very soon with another tutorial. Bye now.